You are absolutely right. But what if we're trying to look, part of this movement, and it's not just a moment, it's a movement, standing on the shoulders of the movements before. Part of this has to be about changing the system, rehauling the system, upending the system. And so that piece of it, you're right. Under this Attorney General, I have no hope for it being implemented. But God willing, he will be out of that office shortly. And then we need to have a requirement that that office do the right thing going forward.
So then if you're for overhauling, where do you stand on defund the police?
Look, right. So here's the thing, defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we are creating safety. And when you have many cities that have 1/3 of their entire city budget focused on policing, we know that is not the smart way and the best way or the right way to achieve safety. If for too long, the status quo thinking has been, you get more safety by putting more cops on the street. Well, that's wrong. Because by the way, if you want to look at upper middle class suburban neighborhoods, they don't have that patrol car. They don't have those police walking those streets. But what they do have, they have well-funded schools. What they do have is home ownership, high home ownership rates. What they do have are thriving small businesses. What they do have is access to public health and mental health services. So this whole movement is about rightly saying, we need to take a look at these budgets and figure out whether it reflects the right priorities. When today in America, 2/3 of our public school teachers are coming out of their own back pocket to help pay for school supplies, when we have for generations now been defunding public schools, but yet militarizing police departments.
That's right.
We need to have this conversation and critically examine and understand this is not working. It's not working. So this is an important conversation, and not just a conversation, because to your earlier point, can't just be about talk. It has to be about forcing change. And this is why, I was out there with folks and any movement, any progress we have gained has been because people took to the streets. And that's what we're seeing today. And what gives me a sense of hope is that people who seemingly have nothing in common understand they have this in common and are marching together. So we have to keep up the fight, but we can fight and be optimistic. In fact, some of our best fights have been born out of optimism, right? Born out of knowing what can be, unburdened by what has been. And that's what we have to carry to keep us going, because we don't want this to just be a moment. We do want this to be a movement.